Alright, hello guys. I am Weston Kenyon, the creator of Pashio Productions and the comedy series The Loafer. Um, so right here I have The Loafer, episode 6, The Loafer Gets Help. And there are a lot of Easter eggs and references in this episode. And I'm just going to walk you through that. So, um, yeah, in the words of Brandon Tatum, roll the film. All right, so right off the bat, we have the soundtrack by yours truly. Um, and you can check out my music on Weston Kenyon Music. Well, now the channel's called Official Weston Kenyon Music. It should be in the featured channels section. If not, you can just type it in. But yeah, I did the soundtrack, all original in this episode, because in all the previous episodes, I used a boatload of copyright music, and actually one of the videos is partially blocked. So, in the past, I've used copyright music. Not in this episode. I made a custom original soundtrack. So, I'm gonna shut up and let this play a little longer. Okay, so this house here, and I'm interrupting again. This house here, well, that's the point of the video, so just bear with me. This house here is actually my house and my sister's house. And I say that because it's a rental house. Me and my sister actually share it, and we split the rent. You can actually see my car in the left corner, or the left side of the frame over there. There's the boat on the other side. That is actually to our neighbor, who doesn't actually live there. He owns a rental house uh, right next door. Nobody lives there. He just comes and checks on the place once in a while and mows the lawn. But that's very nice that nobody lives there, because I'll talk about it further in the video if I remember. But we can do stuff in the street, as you'll see further in the episode. We can do stuff in the street in front of the house and not feel awkward about it because nobody's there watching. But yeah, this is me and my sister's new rental house. We haven't been in it. We've been in it like less than a month, so. That's the barn in the back of the house. Then we can play the cast list right here with this cool moving shot following him to the house. And as you can tell by the last name, Kenyon, they're all my siblings. They're all my brothers, my younger brothers. Okay, so I'm going to pause it right here to point out our first little Easter egg, and that is the false house number right there. I actually ran the day of shooting. I ran to Walmart and picked up a couple mailbox stickers, and I tore a flap of cardboard off a cardboard box, one of the lids, and I covered it in cardstock, or poster board rather, and just stuck those stickers on there. And then I put Command brand strips on the back and stuck it over the real house number, because I don't want anybody to know what house this is filmed at. Obviously, you have pieces of the puzzle missing, like the street name, I actually do say what city it was filmed in at the end of the video in the credits, but you still have missing pieces of the puzzle, such as the street name and stuff like that. But it helps. I definitely don't want people looking it up and trying to find this house. Yeah, so that's a fake house number there that we made up, and it's not completely random. It's, as I mentioned, an Easter egg. It's a reference, and that reference is to the Spellbound mystery series Project 863, and that's why it's 863, house number 863. It's a reference to Project 863 by Spellbound Incorporated, which me and my siblings love that series. So there are more references to Project 863 within this episode, and I'll point them out, but let's carry on. Okay, so here's another moment where you get an Easter egg. So for this scene, you can actually see all of my real contacts on my phone. You can see my old employers, actually right there where it says James Burris. That's the landlord that actually owns the property. Yeah. And then he clicks on this. This is actually a fake contact that I created for the video. And it says Robbie Bandito Milfred, which is a reference to a really, really, really old video that I made in, like, I don't know what it was, 2014 maybe. In that video, it was called FBIJ, and there was a criminal who stole a violin or something, and his name was Robbie Milfred. So that's where that came from. Below it, you can see Professional Burglar, which is just kind of a comedy, comedy element to it. And then the number is actually an Easter egg, which is 585-867-5309. 585, the area code, is a reference to my old area code. I actually still have it on this phone, but it was my old area code from New York. Now I live in Arkansas, but that's what that is. That's my old area code. The number itself is a reference to the famous song 8675309. That's what that is, obviously. And if you say it out loud, well, at least if you know that song, which I would be surprised if you don't. But if you say it out loud, you'll be reading it and like 8675309. Huh. That sounds familiar. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just a number out of that famous song. So, actually, in the bloopers and outtakes, we have a little skit in there where I call that number right there as a joke to see who answers or who picks up and what the number goes to. It ended up being a blank number, but watch that in the episode 6 bloopers and outtakes. Let's continue on. Bandito! Now that part is like super loud and obnoxious and startles the heck out of you if you're not expecting it. That was me saying that. There's 5 different layers of that. I could open the project file to show you, but I don't want to crash the computer. Yeah, it was just 5 layers of me doing different harmonies and whatever, pan them all around you so that you have the binaural effect. So you have like one of the best scenes in this episode, where it's just kind of B-roll of Robbie Milford preparing himself for the job, accompanied by, of course, original soundtrack by me. I call it Bandito theme. And yeah, I tried to make it sound like 90s disco. I mean, the synthesizer lead kind of doesn't really sound like that, but it has the bass line and the strings kind of give it a kind of 90s feel. Bam! At least that's what I tried to do. Bandito! I tried. 5 hours later. So that's probably literal. I don't think it was 5 hours. It was more like 1 hour. But when we were filming that whole Bandito part, it took up a lot of time. And this is actually the same day, but it is in real time. Earlier in the episode, you saw it was daytime. Now it's night. And that was the real time that lapsed in between shots. So now it's night. And with this scene, it was super dark. You could barely see me because I'm wearing all black, but I had to turn up the brightness.
Do the right thing.
Okay, so here, you can barely hear it because we don't have like a boom mic or anything. It's just the actual phone audio. And yes, we filmed with a phone, an Android phone. You can barely hear him saying it because of the poor mixing, but he said, you did the right thing calling me. And that was an unintentional reference to, it was either a reference or just straight up stolen from the PBS Kids show Odd Squad. And that didn't occur to me until after we did it. I was like, I know I heard this somewhere before, but I don't know where, but I like it, so I'm just gonna, we'll do it. I realized after, yeah, it's been said before in Odd Squad. You did the right thing calling me. To be exact, the character, Polygon? I can't remember what her name is, but Polly. I know her first name is Polly. She says that, so.
Sorry it took so long. I had a meeting in Malibu. So what's going on?
Okay, he says, sorry I took so long. I had a meeting in Malibu. That was, I mean, just to kind of showcase his, I hate the word privilege, to showcase, like, where this guy is, how, like, he's way up there on the ladder. He's, like, super full of himself, and he has clout. And, well, Malibu, I just randomly chose that because earlier that same day we were talking about the Cubo show, Famous Five on the Case, where one of the characters is from Malibu. So I just remembered that we were talking about that and I randomly threw it in. Okay, so this is the Loafer's mock dialogue, which is a muted trumpet playing a melody, which is a clear reference to Peanuts. Charlie Brown's teacher, or any adult in the Peanuts movies, where the adults don't talk, they're just trumpets. And no matter how many times I downloaded the actual sound effect from YouTube, it wouldn't open up in Movie Maker, so I had to create my own in FL Studio. And that's what you get. It's just like a reproduction reference to Charlie Brown.
Sorry it took so long. I had a meeting in Malibu. So what's going on?
It's super easy for him to get in. This part is just like showcasing his expertise. He just like gets in super quick. Barely any work involved. He actually used a pair of bathroom tweezers. Yeah.
What? This is our house now.
That was improvised. That was just like, he said that on the spot. Like, the actual line that I had for him was, you gotta enter like you own the place. But then he said that. A lot of this is actually improvised, a lot of the dialogue. Like this whole next part about the Bluetooth, him being distracted by the Bluetooth call, was all him. He made this all up, improvised it. Him meaning Obadiah Kenyon, aka Bandito.
Oh, we just hit the jack.
Here's my studio that I'm actually recording this video in right now. That's the very computer I'm sitting at right now. Pumpkin for autumn vibes. Now if you listen really closely with earphones, you can actually hear the phone call on his Bluetooth earbud. And it's just like his friend Justin calling for advice on whether he should buy one of many guitars at a music store, I'm assuming, or a keyboard. And his Bandito's responses are supposed to translate into their situation and confuse the Loafer while they're trying to do this robbery. And it kind of throws him off.
I like the guitar. No, the red one. Oh, Bluetooth. What? No, not the blue one, the red one. No, I got you. No, that's cool. Yeah, well,
Okay, so I have another reference right here, and it's the soundtrack. It's another reference to Project 863. I kind of did the soundtrack in the style of the soundtrack by Michael Badal to Project 863. Right here. And this is the next joke, which Obadiah also made up on the spot. It's where he says, "Oh shoot, we're dead," which startles the Loafer, and it kind of startles anyone watching the video. At least it startles me. You like think, "Oh, is the homeowner home or something? Are we getting caught? What's going on?" And he's like, "The battery died on his Bluetooth earbud," and he was like, "Oh shoot, we're dead. Like our conversation is dead. We're disconnected." To the friend he was conversing with over the phone. But that was just the funny little thing we did. Comedy relief, I guess. Yeah, none of these are ever sponsored by Hershey or Reese's or anything.
Oh shoot, we're dead. Battery died.
He just like had a heart attack there. Thought they were getting caught or something. So I'm gonna pause real quick so I can play the actual phone call that he was listening to over the Bluetooth earbud. This is the first half of it.
Hey man, it's Justin. Do you think I should get one of the guitars or the keyboard?
I hope you can hear that, but yeah, this is what you'll hear if you listen super minutely to the audio with earphones in or headphones. But it's a really quiet effect. It just like gives more authenticity to it. But this is the conversation.
Hey man, it's Justin. Do you think I should get one of the guitars or the keyboard?
Then he replies, I like the guitar.
Okay, the black one?
So I'm getting the impression that there's 3 guitars that he's trying to choose between. There's a black one, a blue one, and a red one. And so he asks, the black one? And Bandito replies, no, the red one. And this is when the Loafer thinks that he's talking about the ukulele on the wall. And then Bandito brings up, or explains that he's on a call with somebody and he's not talking to him at all.
The red one? Okay, well, yeah, that one's pretty nice.
And then he says Bluetooth to the Loafer to let him know that he's on a call. And we learn in the beginning of the call that his name is Justin. So Justin on the other line thinks he said something about the blue guitar. He's like,
The blue one?
the blue one?
The blue one?
And then Bandito replies, no, not the blue one, the red one.
Oh, okay. You were talking to someone else. Okay. Well, I can grab the red guitar and then I can use it with my Bluetooth speaker. It works as an amplifier too, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess I'll get that one if you second it.
And that is the first half of the call. I edited that in FL Studio, of course, threw a whole bunch of effects on it to make it sound like it was a phone call. This is the second half of the call where they go to the kitchen to rummage through the cabinets and the refrigerator.
Hey, remember that time when we
The effects are actually a little different on this one. There's more reverb and overdrive, but whatever, you can barely even hear it.
Hey, remember that time when we invited Charles Salem over and he borrowed our design for the incendiary bomb that we were working on? He never actually brought that back. I'm kind of concerned. What should we do about that? What do you want to do? Because, like, he still hasn't brought it back. It's been a month. And okay, alright, I'll let you go. Bye.
Okay, so he's just rambling on about a friend that they invited over, which is a reference to a fictitious character of mine, Charles Salem, who is a arsonist. But they invited him over because I guess they're a big group of bad guys and they have bad guy friends. And he apparently borrowed a design for an incendiary bomb that they were working on. And he never brought it back, so he asks, what should we do about it? And Bandito replies, something along the lines of, actually, well, yeah, I don't have it up anymore, but he says something like, I don't know, I guess we just And he kind of drifts off and never finishes the sentence.
What do you want to do? Because, like, he's
And by the way, I mean, if it's not obvious enough, this is me making the phone call. Or, yeah, it's me talking.
still hasn't brought it back. It's been a month. And
And the reason why he says this at the end,
okay, alright, I'll let you go.
okay, alright, I'll let you go, was because there was a deleted scene, an outtake of Bandito saying, I gotta go, I'm busy. And I actually ended up taking that out because it didn't make sense with the battery dying joke, because if he already hung up, then there wouldn't be any concern surrounding his battery dying because the call already ended. So I just cut that part out. And I rearranged this whole recording to fit the video better. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. I'm gonna have to go back to the video here. Find where I left off. So now we have Titus, my brother, who makes a great cop. He looks so good in the uniform. And he's swinging a flashlight that was supposed to kind of look like a blackjack. It could be a flashlight, but it didn't even work. The battery was dead or something, or is broken. But or he's swinging a flashlight. Just the classic, even though this is set in America, the classic, what is the word for it? Constable. The classic British constable, street patrolman that we don't even have in America as far as I'm concerned. He's actually wearing, I'll let this play out to get to a certain point where you can see it better. Okay, so that is a fake gun. It's a plastic toy gun that was originally orange and blue camouflage. And it made like sound effects when you pushed the trigger and cocked it. But I painted it black and it looks really good. You can kind of tell that it's very light, but looks like a real gun because the camera quality is very poor and you can't tell.
Don't have a gun. Damn, I'm sure.
Okay, so right here where Bandito is getting ready for war, the police officer is wearing a Buffalo City motorcycle police, not mounted police, that's a horse, motorcycle police jacket. I got it in Buffalo, New York at an Army surplus store, along with the badge. The badge was separate. I bought a whole bunch of those badges. I spent like so much money on those badges and the jacket. It was like somewhere around $250, which I think was a little too much for that jacket. But it's a really nice, I don't regret buying it. It's awesome. It's a really nice leather. It's real leather. A leather police motorcycle jacket. It actually says Buffalo Police on the buttons on the pocket right there. And he's wearing a hat that I got at the same surplus store. It's a police hat, I believe. I don't think it belongs to any other branch of the military, but I think it's just a police officer hat. And you learn in the credits that his name is apparently Officer Cage. It's not mentioned in the video, but his name is Officer Cage, and that's a reference to Nicolas Cage, who National Treasure is my favorite movie and sequel. I really like Nicolas Cage, so that's a nod to him. This is my stupid phone. It's like doesn't stay plugged in. The charging jack is just like messed up from all the metal that got in it at my workplace, but let's continue the video.
Well, anyone in here?
And they flee the scene.
Alright, so that was awesome. Got lots of stuff. What did you get?
He reveals that he got nothing more than Hershey's almond bars, which are really good. But it's not enough for Bandito. He stole an entire safe full of apparently money.
He got all his money. Let's get out of here.
And this is what I was talking about, where I said we can just record in the street and nobody will see us or care, because one, the house right next door that is, well, the street is in front of, nobody lives there, and two, nobody drives on the street, especially at night. And this is another reference here. It's Axel F from Beverly Hills Cop, more popularly known as Axel F by Crazy Frog, or Froggy Frog, I think. But yeah, Crazy Frog is what it's most popularly known as.
I got all his money. Let's get out of here.
Which that was an Axel F version of the Bandito theme. You can hear that has exactly the same elements. It sounds exactly the same. Using the same lead synth and everything. Now we have the fire. Oh, sorry, I'm really tired. I gotta go to bed. It is like, I don't know what it is. It's like 1 a.m. Now the funny classic, like old-fashioned credits. This is my second favorite part behind the Bandito theme part. His picture looks awesome. It looks like something out of Adam 12. Or like a cover to the Hardy Boys or something. It's like so cool looking. I just gotta admire that for a second. Wow. It's even so cool how you can see his shadow on the wall too. I didn't even notice that until just now, but I'll show you the picture here. Extremely organized. There it is. What? Okay. Let's see if it'll open. That's something else. That's the last thing I edited, which was the photo behind the thumbnail, but that's not even what I opened. You need to give it a second to open the actual file that you selected. Nope. Where is that? Let's see. Photo gallery? Will that work on me? Yeah, there we go. It has like a comic effect from photomania.com. It's actually really weird looking. That does not look like a comic, at least not up close, but it's such a cool picture. You can see his shadow right there. You can see the flashlight. That's really cool. Oh, I gotta go to bed, so I'm gonna finish this up. All the credits. Sheer Productions, The Loafer, Episode 6. The Loafer Gets Help. Cast, Weston Kidney, The Loafer, Justin. Yeah, here I'm credited as Justin, who is the guy that's talking to Bandito through the Bluetooth earbud. Blah blah blah. Offers Cage. That's like the third time you learn of his name. No, it's the second time you hear of his name. The first time was back there, what we just saw. Camera. Credit both Titus and Levi, because, well, Levi held the camera once, the phone once. Lighting. I credit him because he held it was a lighting. That just means whoever was holding my phone with the flashlight on. So we were filming with a different phone. I was filming with my junk phone that I don't really use anymore. I only use it for filming because it has a much better quality camera than what's on my new phone. But we were filming with that, and I used my new phone for the flashlight at night because it was super dark and you couldn't see anything and I needed lighting. So yeah, that's why he's there. He held the light most of the time. Writers, Weston and Obadiah, and everything was pretty much improvised. I just had a basic idea of what I wanted to do, but it was pretty much made up on the spot. Music, Weston Kidney. Failed Attempt, that is the song in the beginning. The comedy style pizzicato track in the beginning. Bandito theme, you know what that is. The Loafer's mock dialogue, which is the Charlie Brown trumpet talking sound. Our House is the Project 863 inspired song that plays when they're in the kitchen and escaping from the police or evading the police. Bandito theme Axel F version is what you heard when they were walking away at the end. Sound effects, just a bunch of free stuff from YouTube. Blah blah blah. So full of myself. Have to put my name a million times. Thank you to all these people. Blah blah blah. Thank you to Naomi for lighting because I used her ring light, and I'll actually show you this. It's pretty funny. Well, after. Filmed on location in Harrison, Arkansas. Yeah, so that's about all the information you're gonna get as to where it was filmed. You're not gonna get the house number. It's a big town. It's a big town. You're not gonna find the house, so don't even try. There's a lot of suburbs. We just had this, blah blah blah. The date that I finished editing it and everything. I'm gonna play the portion of the blooper reel to explain this. So Naomi has a TikTok style ring light that she puts on her tripod. And when I was using it for this, we used it during the Bandito theme part where he's getting prepared. We used it, that's why there's such good lighting. And I accidentally broke it. And I will show you that clip. Well, I didn't record me breaking it, but I recorded directly after that.
And action.
That's Ellie Goulding.
And action.
I love that clip, just like her using the clapboard. It's completely unrelated. Here's what I was talking about earlier, where we call the number Robbie Milford's fake number.
Some British company. Oh, it's a blank number.
Yeah, you can watch that yourself. Okay, so somewhere around here.
Stuff in my hand. Creepy.
Found that out the hard way.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, so watch this closely.
You can see his undershirt.
It's dirty under.
I can't bend that down. I already found that out the hard way.
Okay, so I say, I can't bend that down, talking about the ring light. I found that out the hard way. So how I broke it was I tried to bend the ring light without bending the tripod, and which resulted in it breaking. I just kind of joked about it right there. I tried like doing the same thing that I did that broke it. I was like, oh yeah, I can't bend that part down. I learned that the hard way by breaking the light. So I still gotta get her a new one of those.
Tilt a little more. Yeah, perfect. Hey, welcome to the party.
Oh, that went well.
Yeah, you'll have to watch the bloopers yourself. Yeah, it's the video right before this one. But anyway, that is that. I hope you enjoyed this little commentary video and Easter egg point out video. I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you have anything to say. Subscribe if you want to. That's pretty much it. You will see me in the next one. God bless and peace out. Goodbye.